Hi, welcome back to Destination FBA. For those of you that saw my previous video, I did my top 7 tips for online arbitrage. So today we're going to be looking at my top tips for retail arbitrage. And the first one is arguably the most important one for any kind of online selling, and it is clearance sections. So whether you're doing OA or RA, you should always check out the clearance sections. Now most shops will actually have a separate section on the end of an aisle, and this will make it really quick and easy to scan the items and see if there is anything worth getting. These are usually end-of-line items that are heavily reduced to make way for new stock. You should also make time to check the shelves for any hidden gems. Sometimes you can find yellow stickered items hiding away. Then we have end-of-season stock. Now seasonal items are always great buys as that season comes to an end. So after Christmas, for example, you could get yourself Christmas trees, decorations, gift bags, wrapping paper, all at a heavily discounted price. Stores need to make space in their stock rooms, and this results in big sales. Now again, at the end of summer, you can get things like barbecues, hot tubs, garden tools, fans, all at heavily discounted prices. If you have the money and the storage space, you should buy as much as you possibly can and then send it all in the following year. You will make huge profits. Then next, let's take a look at loyalty cards. So a lot of stores these days have their own loyalty cards. Now these cards are normally in the way of points that convert to vouchers that you can use at a later date, or cards such as the Tesco Club card will actually give you discounted prices on your shopping. Now a few of the cards that I've got are Boots, Superdrug, Tesco, The Works, Sainsbury's and Holland & Barrett. Now I have made quite a bit on these cards over the past year. It really is surprising how much it adds up. Now most of these stores do have an app, so you don't have to physically have a million cards in your purse, or you can use an app like Stocard, and this will actually store them all together. So do use these loyalty cards where you can and make sure you claim back those vouchers. Now next, when you're doing RA, you need to make sure you give yourself time. So there's nothing worse than going into a shop and feeling rushed, because if you're rushed, you're not going to scan and analyse all of your deals properly, and this could result in a bad buy, which could end up losing you money. So you should be checking the seller app for things like profit, BSR, how many other sellers are on the listing, and are Amazon on the listing, and if they are, can you compete with their pricing? Now chances are when you go into a store, you know the kind of thing that you're after, but this is where you need to start thinking outside the box. Now whenever I've got some spare time, I do scan items I probably wouldn't normally look at, and I found some great replenishables by doing this. Now just because an item isn't in the clearance section or it's not on sale does not mean that it won't be profitable. So whilst we're doing RA, we could also look at any click and collect items. So if you do have any click and collect items from doing OA, it would be worth trying to tie these into the same journey. Now by ordering things for click and collect, you are going to save on your shipping and you will get those items much faster. Also with some stores like Smith's, for example, they limit you to a maximum of 3 items. So if you have ordered online for click and collect, maybe take this opportunity to go into store and purchase some more stock. Then ideally we need to buy as much stock as we can. Now this one really speaks for itself. If you're planning on doing an RA trip, then you should buy as much as you possibly can and fill your vehicle up. Now depending on how far you have to travel, you should be mindful of the time and the fuel costs involved. Try and have a plan so you know exactly where you're going and what you are buying. Now you may have to make multiple trips depending on cash flow and how your sales are going, but try to limit these to the minimum days required. Now it is so easy to get carried away with RA and go shopping every day, but you need to plan your days and make the best use of your time. So my last tip for RA is to try and build relationships with store managers. So this isn't something that can be done overnight. I've been selling for a little over a year now, and I've managed to build up good relationships with 2 store managers of shops that I go to and purchase from on a regular basis. So now I'm at the point where I can go into store, and if the item I'm after isn't on the shelves, I can ask the manager to order it in for me. Now they're really good. This gets added to the next order and then they call me when it arrives. So you do have to be very careful. Depending on the store and the manager, this could backfire on you. I started off by asking questions at the checkout and finding out whether there were actually any limits on how much stock I could purchase. Now the manager was very helpful and more than willing to help me out, and it was obvious I was a reseller with the items I was purchasing, but this luckily didn't cause me any issues. Now, had they been against resellers, this could have caused me all sorts of problems in the future, so you do need to be really wary. If you do have any tips of your own, please do pop them in the comments, or you could join us in our Facebook group. Now, this is full of lots of tips, advice and support from other sellers. Also, if there is anything specific you'd like to see in a video, I'd love to get some feedback and be able to help out with this. If you have found this video useful, please do click that notification bell and you'll be notified every time we post a new video. But for now, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.